It's now time for Your Money. The National Credit Regulator has called on consumers not to be duped by companies that claim that they will remove their negative listing from credit bureaus. Many of these companies advertise online and on social media, claiming they will remove customers' blacklisting for a fee. Some even claim they will rescind the judgment for as much as 15,000 rand.
In 2015, government introduced regulations to remove paid-up adverse information and paid-up judgment. The regulations stipulate that once consumers have settled their debt, those negative listings must be removed from the credit bureau by the credit providers. Consumers are entitled to a free copy of their credit report once a year from different credit bureaus.
In terms of the National Credit Act, what we have seen and what we want to sensitize consumers is that for an example, you have been, there is an adverse information or a judgment listed against you, and you as a consumer have taken a conscious decision to pay those areas or settle that judgment. The credit provider, the person who loaded that information at the bureau, has 7 days to report that you've paid that judgment up or adverse information, and then the bureau in return has 7 days to make sure that that record has been corrected and that you are it reflects that you're no longer in arrears or you no longer have a judgment. So that is a service that could be offered to consumer free of charge.
The NCR has called on consumers not to fall prey to advertisements that often claim that they will remove blacklisting once consumers settle their debt. Credit providers are supposed to remove a negative listing from the credit bureau within 7 days, free of charge. The NCR says if consumers would like to challenge a negative listing on their credit report, they can do so by contacting the credit bureaus directly, and that they will not be charged for lodging a dispute. It says that if consumers do not receive a satisfactory outcome, they can escalate the matter to the NCR.
There is a dispute process that is free of charge, number one, which they can approach the bureaus and say, but this information is not a true reflection in terms of what I have. I have proof of payment. I have settled the account. There is a dispute process that takes about 21 days offered by the bureaus. That should be utilized. It's free of charge. If consumers then are not getting any joy out of that process, the National Credit Regulator is here to attend free of charge of those consumers that would have lodged a complaint.
With Black Friday just around the corner, many companies are going all out to offer consumers more credit. The NCR has urged consumers to avoid overspending at this period so that they do not get blacklisted. I'd like to hear your views on this topic. My email address is mulifint@sabc.co.za. My Twitter handle is @mulifinaledi.